Good morning, Cancer. Welcome to this general Sun, Moon, Rising reading. As I shuffle the cards, I'll give you my little speech for the sake of new viewers, cross watchers. Okay, regular subscribers and regular viewers will know this little speech off by heart. Okay, it is a general Sun, Moon, Rising reading. You are watching Emery's Tarot, and if you like my videos, please feel free to drop me a line using the official email in the description box below. If you can't see it, just click the more button. I'll be quite happy to respond with on how I do personal readings, okay, prices, etc. So, with that said, our wonderful Cancerians. Don't really know if that's a true word, but I'm going to use it anyway. You know what I mean. This is for the sign of Cancer, all right? What is your energy at the moment? Well, Aquarius energy, a lot of wishful thinking here. It would seem you've got what you wished. It's not manifesting as you thought, though. All right. There is relocation involved for some of you. There's certainly a lot of enthusiasm. Okay, Knight of Wands. It would appear that your ideal person is entering your life. Now, this is not necessarily an ex. Okay, but there's somebody who's got a lot of feelings for you. They've got a lot of passion. Okay, there is a lot of wishful thinking here. There's also a lot of there's a healing process going on. Okay, now if you are dealing with an ex, if you're one of those Cancerians or are still either energetically or practically dealing with an ex, I'm kind of getting there's your attitude towards this situation is very, very different. Okay, you're making very, very positive moves towards your healing. Okay, there's somebody very persuasive around you, probably pushing you for a decision. You're not having any of it. The challenge is trying to slow this down. This Ace of Pentacles, it's a opportunity you feel you can't miss. Okay, you're at least giving this a lot of consideration. Maintaining balance between your present situation and to where you want to be is maybe a little bit difficult, but it would seem here there's a lot going on at the moment. So this is the challenge is preparing yourself. Maybe some of you feel you're not quite ready to do this huge leap of faith type thing. So it's kind of like, what about the practicalities? We need some kind of base for stability here. Now, so I'm describing these energies here, or I'm feeling these energies here, whatever your status, whether you're married, single, whatever the status of the person you're dealing with. Okay, this is a general thing. So as far as the details go, adjust them to your personal situation. All right. But the general energy here is this slow, please wait, not until I'm certain type energy. All right. It's probably more on their side than yours because it's in the challenge position. You need time to think. There's a time of thinking here. All right. There is a discussion on possibly a visit. There's certainly travel here. I'm kind of getting at the moment it's a kind of let's see how we get on together. It could even be something as simple as, let's go on holiday, take a weekend away, or let's just spend some time together to see how it goes. That's what's driving this. It's what's driving this change of attitude as well. Like I say, whatever your status, whatever their status, there's discussions here on a change of environment, a change of relocation. But, this Ace of Pentacles is, I feel here that there's somebody else concerned. There's a concern for somebody else. This is a very spiritual readjustment as well. It's not just about the practicalities. somebody else concerned. There was a third party there. For some of you, there is a reunion with somebody that you've been parted from. It doesn't necessarily have to be an ex. It could mean an ongoing situation that's been very on off, but you've never really parted company for any real length of time. Quite possibly getting 3 to 5 weeks here, or even 3 to 5 months. And I can hear some of you saying, well, that's an eternity, 5 months. Not in tarot terms, it's not. The energies of the universe, they take a lot longer than the practicalities. Somebody is suggesting that you start from scratch, not forgetting the past, but starting from scratch. But there is the need for an idealistic, well, finding the ideal compromise between you two. There is the fact that there is a decision needs to be made one way or the other. The problem at the moment is I'm not getting much cooperation. Quite possibly the person you're dealing with is very erratic because what it is, because of their experiences, they find it very difficult to commit. They are finding it's not that there is a lack of trust here. All right. Because of this person's experiences, I'm kind of getting that for one of you. They fail if they leave their present situation and come with you. Whatever reason, they feel from past experiences that you're going to abandon them. So if they're going to commit, they want kind of certainty. Doesn't exist. The only thing that does exist really that you can be certain of is change. Things change all the time. People's attitudes change all the time. The world changes. The moon comes up. The moon sets. Same with the sun. And like that famous piece of music, it's constantly ebbing and flowing. This goes with energies and feelings as well. One thing with this Two of Swords is maybe you do feel you want to start from scratch, but dealing with an ex or dealing with this reconnection, the history between you two should give you a good insight on what the very near future is going to be like. It would seem you're dealing with a very cautious person. Wow. What about the near future? Oh, there's that Scorpio energy. There's that change. Like I said, it's not a quick change though. It's transformation. It's making this decision and then deciding how, if at all, you're going to go forward with this relationship. If at all, you're going to make your move. But I can see the truth coming out. Or you are definitely dealing with a soulmate, a lot of you. When the Two of Cups and the Lovers show up, well, a discussion on how you're going to take this forward. Right, making some compromises. Somehow trying to make it work. Soulmates, my little speech on soulmates, okay? They're brought into our life to test us. The universe wants us to see if we've learnt anything from past experience. Metaphorically, it's a bit like resitting an exam. Okay. With that star card there, it's a yes answer to your question, like, am I doing the right thing? You will know what decision to make because it'd be a very intuitive decision. It won't be an impulsive decision. It'll be more like a very, very intuitive determination, really. This refusal to get locked into this in and out energy. One thing's for sure, this relationship or situation is going to change. The logistics are going to change, ideals are going to change, decisions are going to change. The onus is on you. What, from my point of view as a spiritualist tarot reader, I personally believe with soulmates there's chemistry at first sight, but you have to be together and it takes time for love to actually nurture. I'm afraid I'm going to burst your bubble here. I do not believe in love at first sight. I do not believe you can walk into somebody and say and see somebody in a restaurant or whatever and say, "Oh, I'm deeply in love with you." Nah, I'm an Aquarian, huh? I'm logical. But what I do believe is in chemistry at first sight. That pull to think you're the one I want to spend time with. Now I do believe in that. Yeah, love to me has to be nurtured. It doesn't just appear magically out of nowhere, right? You can't help who you fall in love with, but to fall in love with somebody, you have to spend time with them. I find it very difficult, even over the internet, if you're talking to somebody over the internet 3,000 miles away, I still find it difficult to believe that you can actually fall in love. You know, you have to use all the five senses, the touch and everything else, you know. I'm not going to go into detail because, you know, although these videos are for adults, I don't want to lead any child astray, okay? If a child seems to stray onto my videos, all right, so for the sake of anybody under the age of 18 watching this, the adults will know what I mean by the touch and everything and the experience of being in somebody's company. All right, that's as far as I'm going to go. All right, so kiddies, if you're watching this, shut it off. It's for 18s only, okay? This is not for you. Adults only, please. Anyway, going back to the soulmate, it's not a. The universe brings them into our life to teach us something about ourselves and test us. For me, a soulmate is not necessarily licensed to drink pina coladas on the beach watching sunsets forevermore. Marriage, children, that's an assumption from my perspective that is not a good idea. Just because it's soulmate doesn't mean you had to marry them. Okay. Anyway, let's get. Well, you're being called to change some elements in your life, and something's going to end here. Okay. But that ending brings in new hope. All right. Ten of Swords Judgment card. You're being called, you're being tested by the universe, okay? Archangel Gabriel is testing you. But there's a second chance here at something. Like I said, resitting an exam. It's both of you coming onto the same page and being willing to talk about the logistics and actually solving the problems instead of just, going silent and refusing to acknowledge anything. So that's a good sign. It brings in this fresh start, brings in a lot of changes. You may want to take a carefree attitude a bit, for a while, see how it goes. This is not just jumping in. Communication will be very important. I'm seeing here travel. I always see travel with this full card. Okay. But, you know, any emotional losses you feel you can recover from. It's all about realizing the truth about the situation and seeing it logically also. Logically, intuitively, not emotionally. I'm going to leave it there, but this decision you're making will be one of experience on getting, you've realized this, that making emotional decisions doesn't really get you anywhere. Not when you're basing your decisions, life changing decisions, purely on emotions. There has to be some kind of balance between your logic, the practicalities, and being realistic, and allowing your intuition to speak. Bye for now. I hope to see you again next week.